Good morning. I hope you guys are having a good morning. I am. I thought I would come on here and just share like some fun and exciting things, I thought that because I touched a little bit on like synchronicities and stuff the other day, and I thought I'm going to share some stories with you guys. So, so yeah, like I said, like since the beginning of the year that I've grown closer to God, and I've grown close to God, and like ever since then, because again, like I surrendered, right? And that's a big key. Like if you want to, live that life that you want to be stress free and everything, like you have to surrender and just let him in and just let him help you, because oftentimes we're trying to control everything. We're trying to like do things our way, and you know what I mean? But I mean, I tried doing things my way a lot of times and it didn't really work out. So but anyways, so ever since then, ever since I surrendered, and like God was telling me to trust him and everything, and it's like, okay, so no fear, trust, okay, yeah. And then so I'm asking, and I'm asking my spirit team and God, and for signs and everything like that. And so I remember like because again, as soon as you start stepping into your true self, like your true authentic self, like things become magical. Like things just become so much better. And honestly, since I've surrendered, I've like my brain used to go a million miles a minute. I used to just be like going. I used to like, oh my God, you know what I mean? And ever since then, it's like it was almost like night and day. My brain just calmed down. My brain is so clear. And also because I did eliminate all the distractions, right? Like I stopped drinking, smoking, everything like that. And yeah, like honestly, my brain is so calm. I have this like inner peace within me that I just can't even explain. Like it's just, oh my gosh, like it's just so nice, like, and even I've seen some people and some friends, and it's like, oh my God, like you're like, who are you? You're so much more calm. Like I'm still excited and stuff, right? But it's just, there's this side of me that just like, I don't need to rush. I don't need to, like I'd be the one walking a million miles a minute, and I'd be like, and it wasn't quick enough. But now I just take my time, and, so it's like, wow, like I've never known a life like that. And it's so nice. Like, oh my gosh. But so anyways, this was like beginning of February. Yes, because it was before I closed my salon. But anyways, so so usually I would work like Monday to Thursday, and I would have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. So this one week that I wasn't working on a Thursday. I didn't have any clients. So I was like, what am I going to do today? And I thought, oh, I'm going to go for a drive, and I'm going to go, go to Winners. And, I haven't been there in a while and whatever. And the last few times I went there, and like, oh my God, I love Winners. Like, I just love it. But anyways, so last couple times I went, I didn't find anything. And I was like, eh. So anyways, this time I go, and I found so many things that I loved, like so many things. I was there for hours. I tried on a shit ton of clothes. I just, and so anyways, I had everything in the cart, and I think I only put back like 2 things maybe, because I was like, oh, well, I have something like similar at home. I don't need it. So I put it back. But the cart was full. Like I bought, and like it was a little bit of everything. I had like summer clothes, winter clothes. I had like underwear. I had, whatever, like everything in there. And, so anyways, I'm going around and I'm thinking like, oh, what do I do? Do I buy everything? Like, cause I'm not like, I've never been the type of person, like, I guess yeah, like I never really spoiled myself very much. I didn't like, I'm not used to spending money on me, and you know what I mean? Like, because like, yeah, in the past, it's like you live in this like lack, this mentality of lack, and it's just awful. And so anyway, so I'm there with all my stuff in my cart, and I'm like, oh, what do I do? Do I buy everything? Do I put stuff back? I don't want to put anything back. I really like everything. I don't know. Can I afford it? Like, and then all of a sudden, and again, synchronicity, right? So all of a sudden, my mom phones. So I answer, and she's like, oh, what are you doing? What's up? And I was like, oh, I'm just at Winners, I'm going through my stuff. And I said, I found so many nice things. But I was like, this and that. And I found this and whatever. And I was like, oh my God, I got like, there's a lot of stuff here. So I was like, I don't know, And then she was like, well, you got to make a choice, right? And then something just like clicked in my mind. And I was like, why the hell does everyone keep telling me that I have to choose? Why can't I have it all? Like, I am so sick of being told I have to choose and I can't have this and I can't have that. You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to fucking buy everything. So I hung up with my mom. And we had a nice conversation, you know, like it's just something that she said that just clicked in my mind. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I hung up with her and I was like, no, fuck that. So I went to the cash. I bought everything. I didn't even look to see what it was going to cost. I just bought everything. So I get to the cash and I thought maybe it was going to be like $200 or something. It was like $300. I was like, whatever. I don't even care. Like, I'm so excited. Like, I was so excited. I didn't feel guilty one bit. And like, I've never done that. Okay. I've never done that. So anyways, I get out of there and I'm all excited. I go see my friend. I show her all the stuff I bought and whatever. And like, oh my God, I was like so excited, right? So then anyways, I come home and I had put a few things away and whatever. And then in the morning, so on the Friday morning, I wake up and I was in my new pajamas because I bought myself some new pajamas. Actually, these pajamas. Anyway, so I bought these pajamas and they're cotton, by the way. I love it because I'm going with like less toxic materials. So I was looking for all the cotton stuff and whatever. But anyway, so I get up in the morning and I'm wearing my new pajamas and I'm like in my bed, like I just wake up in bed and I'm just feeling like a total queen, like an absolute goddess in her bed, you know. And I wake up and I'm all in a good mood and I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do today? Like, you know. So anyways, after I'm just like, you know, every morning, like I always just open the curtain and I let the sun in and I just kind of like bask there, you know, like just for a little while before I get going, right? So anyways, then I grab my phone and I look on my phone and there's this, I look on Facebook. The first thing I see is like this posting from this like one of those glamping kind of places, but it was a spa place. So it was posted 2 minutes ago. And this place I've had my eye on for, I swear, like years. And I've always wanted to go. And I would, you know, and I tried to get, you know, my boyfriend to go or whatever. And I was like, oh, I don't know if we have money and whatever. And I was like, oh, whatever, I really want to go, you know. And so anyways, I saw that and I was like, oh my God. I was like, I want to go to this. Like, and then right away I was like, oh, but then every time I text them, like, cause there was a few times there was last minute cancellations and I messaged them and it was full and whatever. But anyways, this time I saw that and I was like, oh my God, I want to go to that. And then right away, like fear creeped in, like, yeah, but can you afford it? You know, blah, blah, blah. And cause that's going to cost like, I don't know, around $700 or whatever. And I was like, and then right away it was like my higher self kicked in and was like, fuck it, book it. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to book it, you know? So, because again, that first voice that comes in, that's your true self. That's your authentic self. And you're not supposed to worry about tomorrow. You're not supposed to worry about when and all that other stuff. And as long as you're in your highest excitement, like God's got your back, right? Like you're not supposed to worry at all about anything. Don't fear and don't worry about tomorrow. So keeping all that in mind, I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'm booking it. So I booked it. So I sent a message and they were like, yeah, it's still available. I was like, oh my God. So like, oh my God, I was freaking out. I was going alone. I didn't care about anybody else. I was like, I'm going alone. I need this. I'm going to go like, and this is like 2 hours away from home and it's like in the woods right next to this like little river and whatever. Like it's just gorgeous. So it's like those domes, but then they also have like the hot tub. They have the spa. They have the sauna. They have all these different things, you know? And I was like, oh my God. Like anyways, so after I booked it, I was like freaking out. I like ran around the house for like half an hour, just like, oh my God, you know? And then I was like, whoa, calm down. Like you got to go. Like it's right now. Right. Because it was like right like that same night for the Friday and Saturday, you know, until the Sunday. So anyways, I'm freaking out. I'm just so excited. And I'm just like, oh my God. And then I was like, wait a minute. Okay. Because I'm going there for the weekend. So I need to bring some food. And I was like, you know what? Like, I'm spoiling myself. So I'm just going to go to the store and buy all my favorite foods. So I did. So I went. I bought myself some steaks. I got some veggies. I got my favorite drinks and all my favorite food and fruits and whatever. I got all my favorite stuff. And I brought myself some books. I brought like all my new clothes I bought from Winners the day before. And I brought like my favorite blankets and whatever. Like anyways. So I packed everything up. I left over there and I was on cloud nine. And the whole way, I just kept seeing the numbers, like whether it was like 222, 333, whatever, like all these. And it's just like, oh my God, it's just the synchronicities, you know? It's like, yeah, you're on the right track. Like I just kept getting all these confirmations of like, you're doing this, baby. You know what I mean? Even the songs that were playing in the car, I'm telling you, were speaking to me on a whole other level. Like I was just, oh my God, like I was driving over there and I was so excited. And like, I love taking drives, you know, like I love just going for a drive, like just wherever. I love it. So I'm heading over there and I'm just like so excited. Like, oh my God, I feel like I'm reliving and my heart's like, ah. But anyways, so I get there and that whole weekend, I have to say, was probably like the most magical weekend of my entire life. Like I can't even explain it. It was just amazing. Just being alone, being in nature, you know, and I had my books. I was reading at the time, The Power of Now. And the divine timing of reading that book is just wild, you know. But anyways, yeah, like it was like the most magical weekend. Anyways, like it was so exciting and it was just so peaceful and so like, I didn't regret it at all. I mean, at this point I spent over $1,000 in 2 days and like, I didn't make very much money, you know what I mean? Like I have never done anything like that in my entire life. Like I would like panic about spending anything. And I did it and I felt so good about it. I didn't regret it. I was just like, wow, that was the best money I ever spent in my entire life. You know what I mean? And anyways, on my way home on the Sunday, same thing, the synchronicities, the songs that were playing, everything that was happening. I was like, oh my gosh, like I was just so excited. I was feeling so good. I was just overflowing. I mean, the whole weekend I was there, it was so magical. I was crying all weekend because I was just so full of love and gratitude and I just couldn't hold it in. And I was just crying. Oh my God. Anyways, it was just so magical. And then, so on the way home, same thing, all these synchronicities, like the songs, the numbers, oh my gosh, everything that was happening. And then, yeah, on the way home, it was funny because I stopped at, because one of my friends lives like on the way where I was going. I was passing there and coming home, right? So I thought I'm going to pop in and say hi to her, you know? So I ended up stopping by a bakery before going there and I got her some bread and I got her all these little things and stuff. So then I pop in and I was like, hey, I just wanted to give you a hug and just give you this and this and this, you know? And she was like, oh my God. She's like, I was actually just thinking about this. Like, I wanted to buy some of this, you know what I mean? And then also I had gotten her like some pickled beets and stuff like that. Like I knew she loved it. She's like, oh my God, you got me all my favorite things just like that. And she's like, oh my God. Like, plus she wanted to buy, like because I got some cheese bread and stuff like that. And she's like, I was actually thinking of buying one of these, but I didn't. So I was like, oh my God, like imagine, you know what I mean? All these like little thoughts, like it's, so amazing. So anyways, I did that, went home. I was just feeling so good. You know, I made her day. I was all happy. And so then I kept thinking, and I still had like an hour to go at this point. And I just kept thinking like, I can't wait to go home. And I just had this feeling like I just really wanted to hug my parents and just tell them that I love them and just, I'll take them out to dinner, you know? So anyways, I didn't even go home. I went straight to their house and I was like, well, what's going on? What are you guys doing? You know, I was like, you guys want to go out to dinner? And I was like, and then my parents were like, my dad's like still in his pajamas. It was so funny. And he's like, oh no. He's like, no, we don't have money for that stuff and whatever. And I was like, hey, like, I hate when people talk to me about money because life is not about money, okay? It drives me ballistic. Like, I just hate it. So I was like, Dad, I told you, don't talk to me about money. And I was like, this is my treat and I want to take you guys out. And he was like, oh. And Mom was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, well, where are we going to go? And I was like, well, let's go anywhere you want to go. Let's go. You know what I mean? I was all excited. And so anyways, we went to this new restaurant that had opened not too long ago. And it was so much fun. Like, like I said, like life is not about money. Whatever's your highest excitement, just do it. I mean, that whole weekend, I probably spent like, I don't know, like $1,200 or something. And I didn't even give a shit. I didn't think twice about it. I was just feeling so good. And so anyways, so the following week, because I came home on the Sunday, the Monday I wasn't working. I had a very short week. like after Christmas, it gets kind of weird where like the appointments are more scattered and like some weeks were a little shorter and stuff. And I stopped stressing about filling my days. I was like, if I have a day off, God's given it to me and I'll take it. So anyway, so this one week I was only working 2 days. I was working on the Tuesday and Wednesday. So Tuesday, I go to work. And this is funny. You guys are going to love this. So anyways, Tuesday, so my first client comes in and she's so sweet. Like she was kind of a newer client, but she was really sweet, kind of quiet, really nice energy, you know. So she comes in and because it was like, well, Valentine's Day, I mean, the whole month of February, I usually would always do something for my clients, get them a little something or like whatever, right? So I ended up buying like these pins and stickers and stuff like that. And I had these little, the affirmations from the heart little cards, right? So I figured I'd get everyone to like grab some pins and stickers and get them to pick a card. So I said to her, you know, pick a card. So she was like, cool. So she picks a card and she went to put it back in. And I was like, oh, what is it? What is it? I want to see, right? So she shows me the card and I was like, wow, that's really beautiful. I was like, you know, if it really speaks to you, you should take a picture and you can see it later. And she was like, yeah, that's a good idea. So anyway, she does all that. She goes to the door and she was waiting for her ride to pick her up. And I'm just taking my time, you know. And then I thought, you know what? I haven't picked a card in a while. So I think I'm going to pick one. So I'm there and I'm shuffling and shuffling and shuffling. And I was shuffling like 15 times. And then I just ended up like slapping that on the table and just kind of did this and just spread it all out on the table and just picked a card. Like I did it all like so fast, right? I picked the exact same card that she just picked. Yeah, that never happens. That never happens, okay? So I'm sitting there laughing and I was like, I tell her, I'm like, I just picked the exact same card as you. And I was like, I mixed this like a million times, you know? And she's like, what? Like, so that was hilarious. And then after that, so my second client comes in. And so anyways, I do her nails and so she picks stickers and pins and everything. And then so she goes to shuffle the cards and one of them just violently gets thrown to the floor, right? Like it just flew out and she goes to put it back in the pack. And I was like, no, that's your card. So she's like, okay, but I still feel compelled to pick another one. I'm like, yeah, go for it, right? So anyways, I look at her cards, you know, and they were really beautiful. I mean, all the cards are beautiful, but it's, you know. So anyway, she goes off, right? And my third client comes in and like, all my clients, I just love them so much. I love seeing them all the time. Like my third client comes in and we had a really nice chat too. And so she goes to pick a card as well. She ended up picking the same card that my second client, like the one that flew violently on the floor, my third client picked that card. Yeah. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Like this kind of stuff never happens. Like, oh my God. I was like, you're kidding me. Like it was so funny. Like oh my gosh. Anyways, it was freaking hilarious. And so on the Wednesday, so the second day I was working, I only had like a few clients that day. So my first client comes in and I'm like, hey, how's it going? You know, like typical, like just, hey, whatever, you know. So she sits down and she looks at me like, I didn't even really say anything at this point. She looks at me and she's like, what's going on with you? And I was like, nothing. She's like, no, there's something different about you. She's like, what is it? What's going on? And I was like, nothing. I was like, I'm having a good day. Like it's a beautiful day, you know? And she's like, no. She's like, your energy is off the charts today. Like, what's happening? And I was like, and it's funny because some of my clients had told me that the day before too. And I was like, I'm happy, you know? And she's like, okay, no, seriously. She's like, I'm going to pick my color and then you're going to talk to me. And I was like, okay. So like, so I tell her my story of my whole weekend or whatever. And I told some of my clients the day before too. But I'm telling her about my weekend as well. And she's like, are you kidding me? Like when I told her, I was like, I went to Winners, I bought all this stuff. And then I went to the glamping place, the spa all by myself and whatever. And she was like, what? Like, oh my God. She's like, are you serious? Like she's all pumped. She's all excited. Like, oh my gosh, it was so funny. And she's like, you got me so boosted. She's like, I'm supposed to go to work right now. I don't even feel like going to work. And I was like, so don't. She's like, I think I might just go to the restaurant and sit there and have a coffee. And I was like, yeah, why not? You know what I mean? Oh my God, it was so funny. Like, so all my clients that week just left the salon just pumped, like so pumped, you know? And it made me laugh because, like I keep saying, like when you're in your highest, like when you step into that true version of yourself, that true self, and this is exactly what God wants for you. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's like God and your highest self are like best friends, and they're watching you and they're just hoping for the good stuff, you know? Like they're just like, yeah, she's doing it. She's doing it. You know what I mean? And the more that you're in that passion in the present moment, the more that you're doing those things, the more you're raising your frequency. Like I kept saying, like the more you're raising your frequency, and your energy is just, and that's creating ripples, and the energy field that you have around you just like, oh my gosh, it just radiates, like just, you know what I mean? So, and like I said, just having my clients come in and all of them having the same reaction of like, yo, your energy is like insane right now. What's going on? You know what I mean? Like that just automatically proves how I'm in my highest excitement, on my highest passion at the very moment. And that energy was just so like, you know what I mean? And everybody could feel it. Like it was so cool. Like it was so cool. And anyways, like I remember just, yeah, praying and chatting with God, and you know what I mean? And then yeah, that very weekend is the same weekend that I closed the salon. And yeah, it's just wild because I'm doing all these things that I've never done before, but it's like I'm being guided, you know what I mean? Like I'm letting myself be guided because I surrendered. I have faith. I have no fear. So I'm stepping into that, and it's just amazing because, you know, like I said before, our best life is right on the other side of fear, you know? Because a lot of times, like, we usually, like, stop when we have these, like, certain feelings, but there's no reason to stop. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to do all these things so badly, but I wouldn't have done it because, oh, no, money. Like, who cares about money? Money's not even a thing. Like, it's just man-made crap. Like, you know? So it's like, okay, I'm not living in fear. I am abundant. I'm not living in lack anymore. Those are old beliefs. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm stepping into this, like, and again, our mind creates our very reality. So keeping all that in mind and stepping into that in the very moment. And that's what I did. I bought all that stuff at Winners. And it wasn't even about the stuff, really. It was about just giving myself permission to be. You know what I mean? And then going for that glamping weekend, it was like, oh my God, before I would have like, oh no, you know, like no way. Like I was so excited. Honestly, it was like one of the best weekends of my life. And yeah, like, and then closing the salon and everything. Like, I just remember it's, you know, it's been like a few years where I'm kind of thinking I'd want to do something different. I don't really know where to go. And because it's like, I have so many interests. I have so many passions. I have so many things I love doing. And I know that because again, I'm all in, it's like all or nothing. And when I throw myself into something, like I am all in, you know what I mean? So I was like, so when I want to decide something, it's like, I want to make sure that it's like what, you know? And so, yeah, for a long time, I couldn't really decide where I was going or what I was doing. And, you know, God kept telling me, just trust me, trust yourself. Like, you got this, you know? And I was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. What am I waiting for? I only have one life. What am I waiting for? You know? Like I need to just do this. Like this, yeah, why not, right? And it's like everything that I was scared to do before, I'm stepping into it now because I know what I'm doing. I know that I'm okay. I know that I can, you know what I mean? Like, and so yeah, and I'm doing all these things that I was scared to do in the past, like I said, like even just doing the videos, like that totally freaked me out. You know what I mean? And even just singing, like I didn't sing since I was a kid. Like, I mean, I would sing in the shower and sing in the car or whatever, but I've never like sang in front of people. And then here I am doing a video and posting it online for the world to see. Like that first video I posted that I sang, my heart was pounding. I was like, oh my God, like, but it was fun, you know, like, and I did it again, right? Like, so it's just, yeah, it's just wild. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of share these things with you because, again, it's like we've been so stuck in fear and lack and anxiety and everything before. And I was too for a while, you know. But again, our mind creates our very reality. So we need to stop focusing on that stuff and focus on what we really want, right? What we really want our life to look like and how we want to feel. And we need to step in that truest version of ourselves. And something that I did as well is like a little exercise. I took, because I journal a lot, like I write a lot. And so one of the things that I did, I was like, okay, my true self, my, like the highest version of me, the best version of me, what does that look like? How does she feel? How does she dress? How does she act in public? How does she act? You know, like what's, you know what I mean? So I wrote everything down. Like I wrote everything down of what the best version of myself, what I would want to be, right? I wrote all that stuff down. And it's funny because when you write all that stuff down, you're realizing like, well, that is me. It's just covered up with like fear and stuff, you know? But do it. I encourage you to do it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes just putting stuff on paper just makes it so much more real. So, and then the next time you go to make a decision or you go to make a move, think of that version of yourself that you wrote down on paper, the best version of yourself. Think of that girl or that guy and think, all right, what would they do right now? And then move that way. Because the best version of yourself is not scared, is not living in lack. Like, you know, you're abundant, you have no anxiety, you have no fear, you have no, like, you are just pure love, like you are just happy, you're at peace, you're living in your highest passion, you're like, that's the best version of you. And then you're doing whatever that you're passionate about, right? Like, so this is the best version of you. So anytime that you move, you need to move with that in mind. And like, God will have your back, you know? But yeah, like, anyways, I'm telling you, it just becomes magical. And I've believed in magic my entire life. And I'm realizing that basically like God is magic, you know, because God is everything, God is everywhere, God is like just infinite, just everything, right? And when I think of just, yeah, even just my entire life, the things I've been through that I got out of, it's like, wow, God was there all along. Like, I mean, there's things I couldn't have gotten through. I don't know how I got through them. How can you explain that? Obviously, there was someone, somewhere, something that was helping me out. You know what I mean? Like, but anyways, yeah. I just thought I would share some excitement with you guys about synchronicities and stuff like that, because that whole experience is just wild. And ever since then, I see it everywhere. I see it everywhere. The synchronicities, oh my gosh, the things that happen, the divine timing of everything. Like, I mean, when you follow that, I mean, you end up just being at the right place at the right time. You wake up at the right time. You're talking to the right people at the right time. Like, it's just, there's no stress. There's no nothing. You're just, like before, I could never even have a nap in the afternoon. I could never, my brain just wouldn't stop. Like, you know what I mean? And now it's like, I'm taking care of myself. I'm like slower. I'm taking my time. I'm at peace. You know what I mean? Like, and it feels so good. Like, I don't think I've ever felt like this ever in my entire life. And it's kind of sad. You know, like, it's like, how could I have never relaxed before? Well, yeah, I was in survival mode for a long time. Like, you cannot relax in survival mode. But anyways, yeah, like, I just kind of wanted to share those, like, exciting things with you. But I'm telling you, like, it changes everything, you know what I mean? So try and do that work, you know? Do that work. It's worth it. Like, deal with your demons, you know, and forgive yourself, forgive people, and, you know, you can ask forgiveness from God as well. Like, he'll forgive everything that you did, you know, and then surrender and just go for it. Go for it. Like, we only have one life. We're living in this, like, freaking matrix. It's like, this is all just crap. Like, don't you want to live something better, you know? Like, I think it's so exciting. And while you're envisioning as well, like, the best version of yourself, try to envision as well, like, the best version of the world. Because I feel like right now it's almost like everything's split in like two. Like, because there's people that live in fear and then there's people that live in love, right? So, and the people living in fear are going to see everything from a point of fear. So it's like, oh my God, the world's falling apart. Oh my God, we're in like a war and this is happening and everything's through the roof. Like everything's so expensive and then they're doing this and that and AI is going to take over and all this. I don't even freaking know what else it is. I mean, I stopped listening to the news a million years ago. But, and then you have the other side where people are like, no, like I'm envisioning, because again, your thoughts create your reality. And if you're raising your frequency and raising your frequency and raising your frequency, the more powerful and the more like energy you're putting out in the world, and those ripple effects are so real that if you keep thinking of that perfect world, like it is going to start to happen. You're going to start to see those things happening, you know? It's going to start to manifest in the physical world. It could take a little bit of time though, because, you know, like I said, it's like a muscle, you got to work it. But envision that perfect world and like pray on it, think about it, like just, yeah, just keep that in your mind. Never mind the negative stuff. But yeah, because when like, I don't know, I've always just seen the world like, I've always thought it was possible to have a peaceful world, you know? And everyone just looked at me like I was crazy because like, oh my God, that's not, like, we don't live in that. So like, get it out of your head. Like, you're just crazy. And I'm like, but if I thought about it, it's got to be real. I can't be the only one thinking about this. Like, I mean, you know? But yeah, anyways, that's my little thing on like synchronicities and stuff. Like, it's just fun because it encourages you. Once you start seeing those little things, you're like, yes, I'm on the right track. And then you just keep going. And then again, you're getting confirmation and you're just like, oh my God. So yeah, like it's wild. It's wild. But anyways, that's my thing. So yeah, so I wish you guys a beautiful day. And I love you guys. Bye.